On the video I just updated, I have tried to tell, and if you cared to connect them, I just get 10 minutes on this. I'm telling about my kidnapping and living on the Appalachian Trail, and that John Kennedy came up there, and I gave the date on that one, and it was him. He thought so much of making fun of me and letting me know he knew about me that he even got on a plane and flew into the airport at Roanoke. And they came out. I'm sure they didn't walk out like I had to so many years in the hot sun and freezing. So they would have got a taxi. I would assume someone high up in Roanoke would have brought them out, dropped them off. It's just prior to the new trail being built, and I put that up. So this would have been the spring of 92 or 93, and I'd frozen and starved. I didn't have gear like the hikers have because I'm out there, a bag lady, where I've been made a pauper, and in part by the Kennedys. So here he's taking it upon himself with his good backpack, and he flew in here just to come up here. And when they walked up the trail, I thought, that looks like John Kennedy. I was at Full Heart Knob, and I was at the picnic table. And he walked up, and I said, you look like John Kennedy. He said, well, that's who I am. I said, nah, you're a double. And his buddy, which I knew, I read about them, his best friend said, it is John Kennedy Jr., or John, I forgot what he said now, but he confirmed it. And he told me his name, and I don't remember, but it's the one that was his best buddy out for a long time. Anyway, what John Kennedy Jr. said to me was, he was making fun of me. He said, I just wanted to come up here and see how you're living. Well, after he said that, I began to wonder, he looked so much like him. I told him about what a rotten person his father and the family were, whether he's John or not. So anyway, there's something else. I tell you what made me think he was a double, too. I never thought he'd come up. He come up just to laugh at me for like the magazine George and all that, what they've done to me and the British. So I just seen somebody who looked similar, very similar, only he was like younger than Burt Reynolds, so I knew it wasn't Burt Reynolds, of course, but he really looked like him, had the laugh, and so that's what made me think that maybe this was a double when he first come up, but that was really John Kennedy. And I'll go further. I've been telling you about mind control and how it could take down planes. You program the pilot. The pilot was veered off space that was carrying Congressman McDonald that I told you I was sent out at Larry Flint's, and I'd written about him. His plane went down, the KAL, August the 31st of 83, and this was a seasoned pilot, and all aboard died. They went down in the ocean and died en route from Juneau to Seoul, South Korea. So anyway, John Kennedy, they all thought it was so funny what they've done to me and my family and country. His plane goes down. And it went down, and this whole thing has been about the mind control murders that I've told were deliberately done throughout the years in patterns and can be proven because mind control is not visible. Okay, the Virginia Tech shootings, April the 16th of '07, that was one of the mind control murders. The shooter shot himself. He's a victim himself. And then you get into the psychiatrist, Fort Hood shooter. He finished school at Blacksburg, Virginia Tech. He was born here in Roanoke, Vinton, and he suddenly goes and it's called, he's been radicalized. He was a psychiatrist from here. It was mind control. So I could go in more of them, but I'm going to go to this. Twins were used in the patterns, and of course I was taken to Moulton, Alabama when I was kidnapped and given the name of a twin, Peggy Ann Dempsey, which I have to use Childers. I married Childers. And both twins, I found out later, were dead. Carl and Peggy had been killed by their mother, Lina. They were born out of wedlock. And this is really the most brutal pigsty anybody could have dropped me off in. So the Kennedys think it's funny. Kennedys were appointed ambassador by Roosevelt, and here's my uncle selling his soul, if you had one, 39, because that was the year I was born, kidnapping 41. And the illegal lies and takedown of my father, there was an addendum to it, and that addendum was legal, and it made me heir to the British crown the day I was born, a British throne, the day I was born. So my father, being parent, would have come back anyway. He was supposed to anyway. A double married Wallace Simpson. They were, back in the days, they were using lookalikes and double. My dad married Claudia O'Keefe, and sister to artist Georgia O'Keefe. And hey, Irish, where are you all? Is this? It must be okay with you. I guess John Kennedy's Irish. My mama doesn't count for beans, does she? So anyway, the British are the one that helped me, and the Germans and some Americans. But the twins were used in the John Kennedy when it went down July the 16th of 99. The twin was Lisa, and she wasn't on it. I think they called her to go, and she didn't answer the phone for some reason. So her older sister, Lauren, was in it. So Carolyn, and it's spelled different than Caroline, was the wife of John, and the twin didn't die. It was her older sister, Lauren, that was with them. So that plane went down. So you can take from it what you want to. Now, I want to get to, just briefly, this, because I've got this on other videos I just put up. This is some of the nasty articles, in part, that were printed back then. This is even a lie here where they said, here, the Hustler magazine endorsement, it wasn't 1994. It was April of '84 that he wrote the endorsement that was in it. So, I mean, I'm just showing you that all of it's lies. They told it, but it was lies. This was right here. First of all, let me try to read it, but this takes up the whole thing, and I've got it up on here. So if you tell the truth and they've framed you, the only thing that was wrong with me was, and still is, it's immune disorder. I'm allergic to chemicals, and if you can keep me, which has been done in close places with toxic fumes, it kills me. It tears up the kidneys, the lungs, all of your organs over time, the inflammation. Right at the moment, I've written about this and telling about it, and I can only, they've made me move from place to place. And then, because of who's involved in it, I can't get an attorney, so they can just do anything they want to me. But here's what they'll infer, like in these mind control murders, the victims, the shooters or butcher knife or they can mass armies, are victims. They don't even know they're getting it. And they're all, part of them they're saying they're crazy, mentally ill, like James Holmes, and they feed them psychotic drugs. Well, that's the biggest rip-off that has nothing to do with mental illness. Mind control doesn't. So the doctors themselves are guilty of all kinds of crimes, not just deliberate misdiagnosis, because they have to know, but the psychotic drugs they give the person, as if they aren't already in hell. Part of them are on death row. I wanted to say this. When I came up here in '86, and I'd been out at Flint's, and he furnished me a car, and this is going to go off again. Here, I'm just going to say this. There are options. I don't even know this district ranger. I do know Eric Smith. Everybody should get him up and take his deposition. And Woody's, by the way, is another ranger. He says here, but you know what he's inferring? There are options available through social services and media health clinics. She doesn't accept that she needs help. Well, I need an attorney. I need to go home to Great Britain. I need the truth to be told. You can't undo. This is horrible. It says down here real quick that I say I'm the daughter of Edward VIII, and the legendary painter Georgia O'Keeffe, who Childers says is her aunt. Childers, who resembles O'Keeffe, also had a long